In this video, we'll have a look at the invoicing feature within the Rhino app. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that that feature is enabled. So we click on the Rhino menu. We can see it's not available. So we click up here on the system settings, click on user types or the user profiles, and we edit the full access, which is assigned to the person that registers the Rhino account. So we click on edit, and to enable it, we just click on invoicing. When we click back here, we can now see that the home screen starts to build up, and we can see all of our income, all of our costs, and it subtracts one from the other to give an indicative profit. This won't technically be the profit, but as you go through the year, it's a very good indicator as to how well your business is performing. So to do an invoice, we've made it as simple as possible. So we click on Invoice. You select a contact. Who do you want to invoice? You enter in a description. And we type in the amount. So we enter in one piece of information, two pieces of information, three, job done. If we want to see what that invoice looks like, we can preview the invoice. It'll have your company logo, it'll have your details and so on, customer details, and there we have paint the house 300. Okay, so we just cancel that. Let's say the customer wanted a more detailed breakdown. So we can now click on detailed line items. We don't, we can, so invoicing can be as simple or as complicated as you like. So in this particular case, we just do add, and we're going to say we're going to paint the inside. You could enter in the number of hours and the rate per hour, or you could just type in a lump sum amount. Add in another line, so this is going to be paint the outside. And let's say we're going to add in some materials. So this is going to be for some paint and other materials, and we're going to budget 80 for that. Save. So a couple of things to note. So these are the lines that are going to appear in the invoice. We now click back, and it automatically totals them up. So if we now do a preview, we can see that the invoice description appears up here, and we can see the detailed line items, and it groups materials and labor separately. So it just lays it out nice and neat. You'll see references here to sales tax. We simply, in this demo, haven't enabled the sales tax, but I'll show you how you can do that. So if you're happy with this invoice, then you can finalize it. And when you finalize it, it will assign an invoice number. So let's just go ahead and do that. And it's also created the actual document. And if we wanted to email that to a customer, we can now just click on email, and it'll send it to the email account that's associated with this customer. It'll have standard text. So the email is predefined, and I'll show you how we can edit that. But if you want to edit and personalize it, then you can just click on, and you can now go in. So it picks up the customer name automatically, picks up all your details, but you could actually go in and personalize the message. You can also CC someone in, and then you can just click on send. If at any point in time you want to view the invoice yourself, or if your accountant wanted to view it, they just click on here. Yeah, and you can see one of the great things about this is the absence of paper. You don't need lots of paper. So there's lots of other advanced options which we'll just run through now, which are, once again, you can keep Rhino simple, or you can make it more complicated. But a couple of the nice features. So if we click up here, go into System Settings and go into System Defaults. This is where you edit your company information. This is where you enable the sales tax. So I'll just show you how you can do that. It's really easy. Click on Edit and just enable it. And it'll automatically pick up the sales tax description based on the country that you selected when you set up the account. It'll also pick up the default rate. You can also enter in your VAT number, so it's picked that up from when you registered your account. If you do, if you are registered for VAT and you do international trade, then you can enable this, and you can link your suppliers and your customers to different geographic regions, i.e. the UK, Europe, or the rest of the world. A couple of nice things. If you click on invoicing, you can go in and you can say, I want the ability to raise an invoice against a contact. I want to be able to link an invoice to an estimate. Or if you're using the project management side, I want to be able to do work in progress invoicing. So as I record time and expenses against a project, I can bill those as we go along for more long-term projects. There's other more advanced options which we can talk about in a future video. This is my default terms and conditions that will appear on the invoice. And this is some detailed notes that will appear as well. And then this is your standard invoice email template. So once again, you can go in and customize this. Anything within a square bracket is a variable. So this is the invoice number. This is the company name. So it automatically picks those up. Another hugely powerful feature is the electronic payments, and I'll show you how to enable that in a future video. But using that, what you can do is you can set up like a bank account, and then a button will appear on your invoices when you send them out. And your customers can click on it and the money goes straight into your bank account. But we'll look at that in a future video. So we've just enabled the tax type, and I'm just going to demonstrate that. So we can now see our invoices being summarized, our expenses and our profit. We can also see it calculates a monthly average. And based on that, it'll give you a forecast for the end of the year. And the same with your expenses and the same with your profit. So quite nice little thing. A lot of people don't like doing forecasting and so on. So this uses some intelligence and so on to actually make these calculations, which is very useful. So I'm just going to demonstrate, we had enabled the tax. So I'm just going to demonstrate what that looks like. We can now see the tax is visible, and if we type in an amount, it automatically calculates everything for us. So just to summarize, we can make it really easy. When you first register a Rhino account, we've made it really simple. We've only turned on the basics, but this has huge sophistication, and you can expand the use of it as your company grows. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.